I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Hello, boxing fans. Welcome to Boxing to the World. So the Riyadh season, the US version of Riyadh season, has given us a lot of impeccable boxing matches. One of which was Andy Ruiz against Jerome Miller, which I spoke about, which I made review about, and then another big one, which is Martin Bakole against Gerard Anderson. A lot of people are saying this was an upset in favor of Martin Bakole, but I think this is not an upset. Okay, if it's an upset, then it means that Gerard Anderson is rated higher than Martin Bakole, and so a lot of people think this. A lot of people give a chance to Gerard Anderson against Martin Bakole. But what a lot of people forget is that Martin Bakole is somebody who has done a lot of sparring, who has gone through the mill, has done a lot of sparring section. There hasn't been any of the big three or the big five heavyweights that you can talk of or you can think of that Martin Bakole hasn't fought with or hasn't had a sparring session with. So all these experiences accumulated to his victory against Gerard Anderson. I think for this fight, Gerard Anderson has taken this fight too early. Yes, for a fighter of his age and experience, I think this was too early for him. But while he still has chances to work on his flaws and come up again and be mentioned among the big names that we have in boxing. That is if this hasn't taken anything away from him, because he's just 24 years. But for Martin Bakole, I think this fight, he was very accurate in selecting his punches. That is what stood out for him, and that is what gave him the chance to be able to knock out and even knock down Gerard Anderson in the first round, capitalize on it and finish him off in the fifth round. His hand is also very heavy and he's very selective in his punches. And he wasn't really coming up with his punches. When he does, he's very selective and he knows that he's going to hit the target. So he brings it up and he made use of his uppercuts very well, which also stood out for him. And Anderson wasn't able to find an antidote to that. What I was thinking Anderson should have done was to stick and move, but he wasn't sticking. His legs were not moving because this was a very stationary and a robot-like Martin Bakole, right? Martin was very stationary. He wasn't moving his head. There wasn't a head movement. So you make use of the laterals. I don't know how they train. I don't know how Anderson trained for this fight. He should have watched his Bakole's matches, previous boxing matches, and know that this is a guy who doesn't come forward like that. This is a guy who is very stationary. So you make use of the movement, and the head movement too should be there so that when he punches, you are able to slip it and then bring your own. He didn't make use of his lateral movement, right? So he made it an easy target for Martin Bakole to just land a barrage of his heavy punches on him, and poor Anderson couldn't hold it, and so he had to fold at the end. So this is not an upset at all. This is not an upset. You can't rate this fight as an upset. So all the boxing fans and those pundits who are saying this has been an upset, I don't know how they rate Gerard Anderson. He's just an upcoming boxer, right? So you don't rate this fight as an upset. It's nowhere near any of the boxing upsets that we have. You can't compare this to any of the upsets that we have had in boxing. So, well, I think this is a great win for Martin Bakole, and now he can catch the eye of those guys in Saudi, and he'll start getting big shots. He will now start getting the big fights and make big money for himself. So I think he has proven himself against Gerard Anderson, and so the door is open for him now for bigger fights. And let's see how he's going to fare against the top names, the likes of Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua, or the likes of Daniel Dubois. Let's see how he's going to fare against them. So I don't think this is an upset at all. Those are my views on this fight. Let me know what you think of it. Let me hear in the comment section and always remember to subscribe to my channel.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.